The narcissist burns people out. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So what is burnout? Well, burnout is when you don't want to do anything any longer. You can't do it. You don't want to tolerate it. You've had enough. You've hit the threshold. You've drawn the line in the sand. You don't want anything to do with it. Many people experience burnout with occupations, with jobs. So example, let's say in the past you had a job and you were very good at it and you enjoyed the job until when? Until you didn't and you got burned out. Then you had to change career paths. This may be an example that resonates with you. Burnout also is what the narcissist does with people, which is why the narcissist has multiple fuel sources at any one point during their life. Because when they burn out one fuel source, which is a human being, then they need another one and another one and another one. And fuel sources aren't limited to human beings. It's the same thing with money for the narcissist. What does the narcissist love more than money? They love your money more than money. And when the money runs out, usually the narcissist is right behind the money, looking for another fresh source of supply. But what the narcissist was doing with you is they were burning you out morning, noon, and night, 365 days a year, including 366 when it's a leap year. And the narcissist did this deliberately and intentionally and on purpose. Think about how toxic it is being in a household or in a room or environment with the narcissist. It's the worst experience you'll ever go through because they are sucking the energy right out from underneath you. Let's just fast forward for a minute. Picture, let's go back to the workplace, bully the narcissistic boss. And maybe this pertains to you. It probably does. Well, maybe you had those weekly meetings every Monday at 10 o'clock in the morning to see what everybody didn't do last week. And you would attend the meetings, even though you would be yawning, saying, are you kidding me? We're going to spend another 45 minutes on this formality. Nobody's lifting a finger, nobody's working, and nobody cares. But what we have to do, essentially, is sit around for 45 minutes and listen to the boss, who turns out to be narcissistic, tell us all the expectations that will never be achievable that are placed upon us. But when that would happen, what would you be doing? You would be getting burned out. Sunday night would approach and you'd be like, oh my gosh, I don't want to go to work tomorrow. My boss is the narcissist. Not only that, but I want to deal with that 45-minute meeting tomorrow, which easily could turn into an hour and a half because we missed last week's meeting and the narcissist needs their supply. And what is their supply? It was me. These are examples, but what the narcissist will do with everybody, and I mean everybody that they encounter, is they will burn them out if the narcissist crossed their path enough times. So I'll give you a different example. The barista at the coffee shop that you go to. Let's say the barista is a healthy, stable person. And let's say the narcissist, maybe the one you're considering, or any random narcissist goes to that coffee shop to get coffee. Well, what do? They know that the barista needs their job. They also know the barista has to put on their game face because they need to earn money to pay bills. Maybe they're going to university, or maybe they have kids. I don't know, but they have to support themselves. So the narcissist will go there and be all chummy and all kind and everything and trying to win over the barista. And then after the narcissist has been there a few times, they don't have to wear a mask any longer. They can now give that person a hard time if they want to. And they'll burn that person out. And as they burn that person out, what's that person doing? I'm talking about the barista. They're looking for another job or to get transferred because they don't want to deal with that person any longer. This is happening all over the country. It's all happening all over the globe. It's happening way more than you would ever know because what you're doing, which is what I was doing, is you're healing. You're focusing on yourself and you're understanding and discovering that you are the priority. You come first, second, and third. There's no room in your life for toxicity today, tonight, tomorrow, or in the future. And you also know that you got burned out when you were in that relationship. The relationship that you were a part of, number one, it was going to Destructionsville. Number two, you were doing 99.99% of the heavy lifting and the work. Number three, the narcissist that you're considering, they were never invested in you or in the relationship. They were only invested in what you would do for them. And once they took whatever they could take from you, and it probably took them quite a long period of time to accumulate whatever they wanted, then here comes the discard out of left field. And what would they do when they discarded you? Well, they would blame you and they would leave you penniless or broke or without a support system, or your health was ailing, or you had no job, or the 401k was gone, or everyone had abandoned you, on and on and on, or you were stuck with bills, credit card bills, or mounting bills that the narcissist didn't allow you to pay because they were stealing or squirreling away your money while you were doing what you should have been doing, which is trying to keep up with the day-to-day activities of your life and the narcissist's life. Now, I just unpacked a whole lot of wisdom for you. I'll continue on by sharing something The narcissist didn't just burn you out, they burned me out. They burn out their own kids, their own stepkids. They burn out their siblings, their parents. They burn out people they go into business with, or they burn out the taxi driver or the Uber driver or the captain of the airplane or the restaurateur. The narcissist will continue to slither their way through life looking to accumulate people's time, money, energy, effort, relationships, empathy, love, and more. And what they will do is they will dump or attempt to dump all their toxicity into said person. And this is why once you get the wisdom, which you've acquired, you need to go no contact. If you've identified that somebody that you have been considering is toxic, maybe even narcissistic, and you don't need to communicate with them, what are you waiting for? You really need to play this video and play it multiple times. Get the message, hear the ding, 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 which is the light bulbs going off in your brain saying, yeah, today is the time, today is the day. I'm gonna block that person. They don't serve me. All they're doing is consuming my time and energy. They're texting me at 10 o'clock at night, asking me ridiculous, I almost said something I didn't want to say, ridiculous questions about something that means nothing. They're asking me for money, even though I never get repaid. And they're asking me how to write my resume, even though they never even thanked me because I got them their last 2, 3, 5, 15 jobs. This is what the narcissist does. They will burn people out until when? You got it. Until they can't burn people out any longer. And when they can't burn people out any longer, that is when you, just like myself, have arrived at the mountaintop of indifference. What is the mountaintop or the pinnacle of indifference? It's a place where we, those of us who have healed and been trapped in narcissistic abusive cycles, we have seen behind the mask. We've picked ourselves up by the bootstraps, dusted ourselves off, risen through the ashes like a phoenix and healed properly. And it took us a lot of time. It took us a lot of practicing stoicism and patience and understanding that, yeah, the narcissist never loved us. They never cared about us. We were used as an appliance, as a toaster, as a microwave oven, as a spare tire, if you will, in a car. You could say we're one of the 4 tires, but we probably were a spare because at one point we were the new tire and then we got burned out. You see what I'm saying now? The treads got worn more and more and more. Then we were thrown in the trunk, if there still are trunks in cars. I haven't driven in almost 6 years, so I can't tell you that. But we're thrown in the trunk, and then there were new wheels on the car. See how everything that I create is the flow state. There's no script here. There's no thinking about what I'm going to talk about days in advance and plotting and planning and writing and rewriting. This is a person who was trapped in a narcissistic abusive cycle. Yes, me, made it out, healed properly. Now I pay it forward. I don't need a script. I don't need to understand anything more than what I've learned and continue to acquire throughout all the different avenues of communication and all the different avenues of experience that I'm getting. I am learning more and more every single waking minute of my existence on the planet, and I'm paying it forward to you. But what you need to understand is you need to understand the narcissist will continue to burn people out over and over and over again. And just like that spare tire in the trunk of a car example that I shared with you on the fly, there are thousands, probably hundreds of thousands of other examples I could give you. The video isn't about all the examples I will share with you. It's to let you know that you were burned out. I was too. There is not one more thing you could have done to stay in that relationship a second longer. There is not one more amount of money you could have given to the narcissist or had them steal from you that would have benefited you. There's not one more verbal abuse or verbal scream that you could have experienced that would have changed anything different. You could have bitten your tongue. You could have thought that you were being the hero and taking it for the team and regulating the narcissist and doing everything you should because maybe you were committed, maybe you were in love with them, maybe they had a rough childhood. I don't know what happened with them, to be honest with you. I don't care what happened with the narcissist. I sincerely don't. What I care about is you breaking the generational curse, is you becoming the generational curse breaker and going no contact. I've shared this in videos over the last few weeks. I'll say it again. When you do your part on this planet called Earth of 8.3 billion people, when you do your part and you go no contact with the person you are considering, that sends a clear, succinct message to them, to the narcissist, that you now know who they are and that you are not going to participate in their antics or in the sideshow of abuse that they continue to maneuver around or be a part of, I should say. When you do that, you're doing your part like I've done my part. When I went no contact with toxicity, I'm not referring to one specific dark entity. I'm referring to toxicity because it's all connected all over the planet by going no contact and me having boundaries. By me doing that, and when you did what you had to do, that's 2 less people that the narcissist can get to. The more people that do what they need to do, which is have boundaries and protect themselves, the less places the narcissist has to slither off to. The less places they have to go to, the more they're going to have to cannibalize themselves. Yes, I am referring to the narcissistic individuals. I shared this in a video the other day. I'll say it again. Many of these people, the narcissists, plural, or entities, whatever you want to call them, they share a hive-like mentality. Now, what is a hive? Think about a bee. I love bees, I love Mother Nature, and I love animals, and I love green. Look at this beautiful, beautiful, abundant space I'm in. But the hive mentality, as I shared the other day, it's run by one main bee, the queen bee. Well, the narcissist is not the king or queen. They think they are, but what they do is they all use the same playbook. They all do the exact same things. They all use gaslighting, stonewalling, silent treatment, verbal abuse, rage fits, Hoover. Well, they don't all Hoover, but you get my point. They all do use the same mannerisms and techniques because they're all cut from the same cloth. And one thing that every narcissist does, and you may think, you're right, they do. They burn people out. Why do you think throughout your whole life, why do you think that you were invited to certain locations or certain barbecues or picnics or holidays or events, and then all of a sudden you weren't? The reason you weren't, it's not exclusively because the discard took place and you were persona non grata via the smear campaign. That had a lot to do with it. It's because most likely when you were with the narcissist and perhaps you were not invited to certain events or you weren't welcome around certain functions that maybe you didn't even know took place, it's because other people that you may or may not have even known knew that the person you were with was toxic. They may have even known that person was a narcissist. I can't tell you. What I can tell you is doors were being closed on the person you're considering long before you closed doors on them. But what you need to do is stay here in the present moment, which is April 10th, 2026. And you need to do your part, as those people did before you, by going no contact and blocking the narcissist. Because if you don't go no contact and block them, not only will you continue to get burned out because you will be doing things that you shouldn't be doing, which is wondering where they are, who they're with, what they're doing, maybe experiencing FOMO, maybe checking your phone, maybe wondering, am I hooverable? Why didn't they hoover me? I can't believe they didn't fight for me, and things like that. You need to throw all that out the window. You do not want toxicity coming back into your life. You do not want the pitch black dark energy entering your aura again. You do not want to tempt fate. You do not want one more go around on the hamster wheel of abuse. You need to get the message, and you need to get it right now. No contact is the path. If you haven't done it, you should do it. And as I'm sharing, before I will close the video in a few moments, the narcissist burns people out. This is what they do. Why do you think they have so many backup sources of supply? Why do you think the narcissist has so many strange wink, wink, alleged friends from high school? Why do you think they have so many exes that they still keep in touch with, wink, wink? Why do you think so many people are drinking the Kool-Aid that the narcissist is pouring? The reasons why for all of these things, and I'm just going to paint them all with one brush for this part of the video, it's because the narcissist is still searching for supply sources on the planet. Their days are numbered. I'm talking about the narcissist and having slim pickings of getting supply sources. They know this. The narcissist eventually, what I'm going to share with you, it probably won't happen tomorrow or the next day. It will happen in the future, maybe even the near future. I can't tell you. I'm not going to predict the future. I will tell you this. When we all, I'm referring to empaths, kind, loving, stable, healthy people who were trapped in the narcissistic abusive cycle, and people who haven't yet either. When we all do our part, which means we trust our instincts, we trust our intuition, we pay attention to red flags if we see them, we embrace and hug green flags, and we want nothing to do with toxicity. We don't call out toxicity, we don't expose it, we don't shout from the rooftops, we don't wish ill will upon anybody, we don't sit there and wait for karma or justice to strike. When we understand that the narcissist will get what's coming to them, but it won't come from the hands of you, or probably from the hands of a human being, it will come from a power greater than us. When you wrap your head around that and you go no contact, then you realize that what I'm going to share with you not only is true, but it will happen probably sooner than you think, which is this. The narcissist eventually will have nowhere to go. They won't have a rock to hide underneath. They won't have a corner to lurk around. They won't have the solar eclipse to hide underneath. They're not going to have the places that they used to have as often to hide. And this has already taken place. I've shared it for a few weeks. I'll continue to share it until I get fresher, more updated information as to actually how the narcissist is losing the battle. And yes, they are losing the battle. And you may think, wow, they really are. You're right. Well, I am right, because I've been doing this for almost 6 years, and I understand energy, mindset, toxicity, narcissism, and empathy a lot better than I'm letting you know right now. What I'm and yes, I do mean that, because I'm holding back with how I'm sharing some of my words. But what I'm sharing with you is when the narcissists have to cannibalize each other, and this will happen. It's already happening. It's been happening, and I can prove it right now, but it's going to happen more and more frequently, because when you go no contact, that shuts down avenues of communication to the narcissist, and they can't go anywhere other than to the familiar, which is their own toxic dark side of the ledger. See, the narcissist isn't welcome on the beautiful, bright, shining light side of the ledger. They tried to steal it from us. They tried to extinguish us. They tried to have us doubt ourselves and not believe in ourselves. And they wanted to always use us and do what? You got it. Burn us out. They wanted us to experience burnout so we would give in. We wouldn't fight for another day. We wouldn't believe in ourselves. We wouldn't break the 4 ties. We wouldn't become the generational curse breaker, on and on and on. But that's what we've done. We've become the generational curse breakers. We become the people who are stronger than we ever even knew possible. And once we saw it, we can't unsee it. Once we've experienced it, we can't unexperience it. Once we heard it, we can't unhear it, which is why you are different than most people, as am I. You were trapped in a place you didn't even know existed. You made it out. You rose through the ashes like a phoenix. You healed properly, or that's what you're doing. And now you realize that the path to abundance, the path to authenticity, the waves of authenticity and the waves of abundance, you are climbing your way up to the top of that wave. And that wave is a tsunami of abundance. It's a tsunami of authenticity. And I'm on top of that wave, riding it with you. You need to understand there is no room on that wave for toxicity. There's no room for the narcissists. There's no room for dark energy. The narcissists had the best thing they will ever have in you. And they blew it, and they know it. They forever, and I mean the narcissist, and I do mean forever on this planet called Earth, as long as they're breathing air, they will know that you are the one that got away. They will know that they did their best to burn you out. But guess what you did? Yeah, I said it 2 times in this video. I'll say it the third, because the third is a charm. You rose through the ashes like a phoenix. Notice the 2 words, rose, ashes, burn out. See, the narcissist didn't think that you would ever come through the ashes. The narcissist thought they extinguished you. The narcissist failed again. That is an L for loser. I can't do the F with one hand, but you get my point. So everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning. No matter where you are on the planet, you are not alone. I love you all, and I'll talk with you tomorrow. Understand a few things. There have been countless people. Countless is a very large number. People who have been burned out by the dark energy over the eons on this planet called Earth. Most of those people never knew that they were in a narcissistic relationship or didn't even know that narcissism existed. You do know you are here and you're healed or you're healing. You have hit the trifecta of authenticity and the trifecta of abundance. You need to maintain your boundaries, maintain no contact, and understand as long as the narcissist or toxic people or dark energy don't have access to you, you are now either at or arriving at the mountaintop, the pinnacle of difference. And the narcissist cannot ascend or climb or elevate that high. They can't do it. They're stuck in that low vibrational quagmire state, and they know it. I love you all, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Bye.